Good day to all the virtual participants of ISME 2021. Mabuhay and welcome. Congratulations, PMEA, for organizing this first international virtual conference. This is Richard Gonzales. I am the founding chairman and president of PMEA. Presently, I am the chief executive advisor of Inno-Change International Consultants and a staff consultant of the Asian Development Bank. Formerly an associate professor of psychology at De La Salle University, Manila, and a senior education specialist at the World Bank IBRD for Middle East and North Africa region. For today, I am happy to share my latest research program on the assessment practices entitled From Face-to-Face to Virtual Assessments, Changes in the Assessment Practices During COVID-19 among Filipino Teachers. This is the first of the series of research studies in my research program on student assessment during and post-COVID-19. So, why did I go into this study? We all know that COVID-19 pandemic has hugely affected our society. The school system was not spared when the government decided to close them until the pandemic is over, or at least to achieve herd immunity. However, the teachers were not ready. They were compelled to shift from face-to-face to distance, online, blended learning environments. They were forced to learn and use new tools in teaching, assessment, and even in classroom management. In other words, they were put in a situation like a cold meat in a hot pan. So this situation motivated me to know how selected Filipino teachers change attitudes and practices concerning student assessment during COVID-19. I posted 5 research questions for this study. First, what changes teachers made to student assessment in online and blended learning environments during the COVID-19 pandemic? Second, were the teachers concerned that the changes student assessment they made in response to COVID-19 will negatively impact the culture of assessment? What and how decisions were made on student assessment? Fourth, what changes, if any, would the teachers like to continue to support assessment during and post-COVID-19? And lastly, what are the professional needs of teachers? For my research methodology, I use descriptive research design because I sought to accurately and systematically describe a population, situation, or phenomenon. In this case, teachers, the population, the sample of teachers, and the situation, which is the assessment during COVID-19. In this study, I included 436 teachers from the Philippines who agreed to participate in the online survey. Predominantly females, 82% from government public schools. 38% are college teachers, 21% are secondary school teachers, and 19% are elementary school teachers. The remaining 22% are postgraduate, vocational TVET teachers, or other levels. 38% have master's degrees, 20% have doctoral degrees, 36% have bachelor's degrees with master's unit, and the remaining 6% have indicated others. Significantly, 82% of the participants or the respondents attended training on assessment during the COVID-19. I developed a questionnaire which was floated online using SurveyMonkey. I included 14 items designed using the SurveyMonkey platform. The first item asked its participant to answer their willingness to participate in the survey. The other 13% are combination of multiple choice, yes or no, male or female, checklists, and rating scales using a 4-point Likert type scale, response scale, 1 disagree to strongly 4 to 4 strongly disagree. 3 open-ended questions were included that asked what changes they would like to continue, if any, in what way they are concerned about the changes of assessment during COVID-19 pandemic, and what capacity building needs they think are needed. The survey questionnaire was pre-tested to a small group of samples before it was shared online. Additionally, I requested some colleagues to review and validate the survey questionnaire before I made it live online. For the procedure, I used social media to share the survey questionnaire using SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey is considered as the world's most famous free online survey tool. After I finished after the 14 survey items were reviewed and completed, I designed it using the SurveyMonkey. I shared the survey link via email invitation, social media posts, particularly Facebook and Facebook Messenger. The survey link was also shared for a period of 1 month in February 2021. After a month, I was able to collect 460 responses. However, some of these were eliminated because they are either not teaching during COVID-19 or not teaching in the Philippines. I also informed the participants about the purposes of this study as part of the informed consent. For data analysis, after carefully cleaning the data were subjected to descriptive statistics or descriptive analysis, particularly frequency and percentages. Since my intention was purely descriptive, only basic frequency counts and percentages were calculated using Excel. Qualitative responses were analyzed using content analysis. I used content analysis to determine the presence of certain words, themes, and concepts within some given qualitative data, in this case, texts. After which, I indicated or I identified meanings and relationship of the words, themes, and concept shared. Now, let's go to the results. For the first set of results, I look into specific changes made in student assessment during COVID-19. Very significantly, 93% of the respondents made changes of some kind during the COVID-19. 91% became more flexible in giving deadlines for assignments and performance tasks. 72% changed the timing of submission of assessment tasks. 52% used rubrics more often as possible to let the students know how they were assessed. And 51% asked more reflective questions and performance tasks. For the second set of findings, on what concerns raised by the teachers. Remarkably, 72% of the respondents revealed that changes would not negatively impact the assessment culture during COVID-19. Specifically, 54% were concerned about the validity authenticity of assessment results. They were concerned about dishonesty, cheating, and plagiarism. 53% were concerned about additional workload, more tests, more assessment materials, more assignments to check and record. 51% were concerned about limited options for assessment for online assessment, including modular assessment. 47% were concerned about the lack of training and skills in giving, take note, formative assessment. Next, for key findings 3, what motivated teachers to decide initiating changes in their assessment practices? These are what I noted. 72% strongly agreed that considerations on students' capacity to access technology were more important during COVID-19 times. 55% strongly agreed that the abilities of students to learn in online and blended learning environments were crucial. 52% strongly agreed that assessment practices were changed based on students' needs. 47% strongly agreed that school policies influence the changes in student assessment practices. For the fourth set of findings pertaining to the changes that teachers would like to continue to support learning include, take note that more than 80% of them suggested some changes must continue to ensure strengthened assessment practices during COVID-19. 43% of the respondents suggested to continue being flexible and accommodating to students. 41% will continue using and introducing PBL or performance-based assessment or more authentic assessment. 39% will endeavor to continue considering students' capacity as well as access to technology in making assessment decisions. Lastly, 31% will continue attending webinars and seminars on assessment to learn new knowledge, concepts, and tools in assessing students. Lastly, in this study, I sought to determine the professional development needs of respondents. Surprisingly, 82% of the respondents revealed attending in-service training programs during COVID-19. Among the many responses, this what stood out. Teachers want more training on authentic and performance-based assessments. They also want more training on online and e-assessment, indicating that they want to cope with the demands of online and blended learning environments. Third, the respondent thought that schools should continue supporting and guiding them on how to conduct assessment properly. And of course, given the normal situation, they want to have more models and exemplars to give them or to guide them accordingly. So, what can I conclude in this study? Undeniably, assessment practices were hugely affected by the COVID-19, but the positive side of it was that teachers and students were able to adjust, learning and excited to learn more about student assessment. Teachers were not ready to conduct student assessment in a blended, modular, and online learning environments. Another positive note on COVID-19 was that the new normal situation encouraged teachers to explore the use new assessment practices according to their situation. Okay, they wanted to use new assessment regime and considered student needs and conditions in deciding what assessment tools and methods to use. Lastly, the pandemic has caught us unaware. So, to ensure good and effective assessment practices, teachers need to update their knowledge and skills to be able to do assessment well without sacrificing the true essence of assessment, which is to know how and what students have learned. So, my dear participants, thank you for listening, and I hope to have a wonderful engagement and conversation with you in our Q&A portion if we get time. You can follow me at Twitter and soon on YouTube on All About Assessment. Thank you and maraming salamat. Assalamualaikum.